Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, that weird guy that asks you for money outside of Walgreens, welcome back to GM's For Hire. If you haven't been here before, you've done yourself a disservice in your life at this point. But if you have been here before, you do know that I'm Will Polston, and alongside with me is the man Matthew Perry. Matt, I know you're in the middle of a fantasy football draft, so we're going to be hoping for your input as much as you can. But
Of course.
I heard you joking around. You might have the crowd make a couple of picks if they're quick enough. We'll see exactly how that goes. But how you doing on this fine Thursday?
I'm as good as can be. This is probably the highlight of my day. I had some classes at the old college take up the rest of my day, so this is my first real free time to have some fun with you.
Hey man, you're back for your junior year in college. What are the courses on the old ledger? What all you taking?
I mean, nothing really fun. Electronic field production is probably the best chance I'll have of having some fun. It's like short film kind of stuff, which I find kind of interesting. Other than that, it's nothing good. State and local politics. This is sports, so I'm not a political guy. I don't care. And then public affairs reporting, which is reporting about politics, basically, which is I don't care. And then American Sign Language, which I care, but not that much.
You don't care.
It's not my thing. It's not my thing. So
hey man, one day you might need it. Shout out to Justin in the comments. He's been here since who knows how long, just dropping these down here in the comment section. He's got a lot that he wants to talk about, and I'm going to make sure Matt gets to it. And also shout out to Brandon saying, "Hey, Big Willie style," and the non-actor Matthew Perry. Hey, he might do acting. We're not too sure. Have you seen him and Matthew Perry in the same spot? John Alcorn, boo, go boo yourself. And just kidding. Yeah, well, we love to have you. But hey, I mean, it looks like we're going to have to jump into soccer news right away because Justin has been in here since it looks like due to the timestamp, at least 7 minutes before the show went off. And the man's given us all of the soccer news in the world, talking about Ronaldo potentially to Man City, talking about Mbappe to Real Madrid. We got to go to you. You're the resident soccer fan. I know that you've got some picks coming up, so please let me know if you got a draft pick coming up. But hey, for now, you got to take us through a little bit of soccer because, as Justin said, it really is soccer transfer season.
Yeah, it is heating up. The old transfer window is slowly closing, but teams are still making plenty of moves and offers. We saw a couple different big ones today. Cristiano Ronaldo rumored to Manchester City. I believe there's a report that tomorrow Manchester City is going to be offering around $35 million, which I know Ronaldo's aging, but that still seems low. I can't remember the details of his move to Juventus, so it might not be. But that felt a little low to me. And then obviously the big one, Real Madrid offering $200 million to Paris Saint-Germain for Mbappe, which they rejected the $180 million offer and came back with 200, which is slightly more convincing, although I don't know if that's enough for PSG. Obviously, Mbappe's one of the faces of the team. Obviously, they're in one of the easier leagues that they still managed to lose last year. So perhaps you could still call Mbappe a need, but you got Messi coming in. You still have Neymar and all those big names that PSG brings in just for fun, it seems. So Mbappe's, he's still very, very young, but he's becoming less and less of a need. And I mean, if you want money, you're going to get a lot of it from Mbappe. I personally thought Mbappe was going to go to Liverpool at some point, but it doesn't seem Liverpool's really in talks with it right now. But that is just a move that I saw happening somewhere down the line. Who knows? It could still happen. But if Mbappe does go to Real Madrid, obviously Real Madrid improves tenfold. Is it enough to win the league, though? Because I know Justin mentioned that they'd be winning the league at some point if they had Mbappe. And I don't know if that's the case. They still have to get past Barca and Atletico, which is somewhat unlikely just because of how much Real Madrid's lost over the past couple months with, Ronaldo, Sergio Ramos, among others. So both interesting concepts. Ronaldo to Man City would be crazy for the Prem, especially since he had time with Man United, but we'll have to wait and see.
Hey man, Justin's down here in the comment section trying to give you some going along with you. Said Harry Kane is pissed Ronaldo is going to Man City. He also said Real Madrid is a good investment, and then said Real Madrid goes for the superstar all the time. Ronaldo, now Mbappe. Hey, I mean, that's one way to do it. Brandon, referencing a great video that's up right now on our YouTube channel. If you haven't seen it yet, Jeopardy Perry versus Polston. Him and I went head to head. You've seen us here, partner up and be buddy while we're on the live. But the young buck over here challenged me, and so we took it to Jeopardy, and it's a great matchup. And he said, "Will there be a rematch between you two on Sports Jeopardy?" And for that, I say yes, and definitely keep an eye out for that next Wednesday. Every Wednesday we drop our Jeopardy episodes, so you can definitely keep an eye out for that here on our channel. And if you would like our channel, I'm getting ready to drop it here in the comments section. And of course, if you go ahead and subscribe to the channel while we're here live on the show, we will play our little subscriber goal horn for you. It gets us a little hype. Not going to lie, it's a great time. But yeah, we'll have that up there for you. And so here we go. It's the pinned comment right now in the comment section. Go ahead, go subscribe to that if you're not already, and come sign the contract and join the family. Oh, yeah, it gets better every time. Jumping into a little bit of baseball, Brandon, continuing on, he said, Will Polston, your catcher's coming back for one more season. What does that mean for the team and the fans? I'll be honest, for the team, who knows? For the team, I will say for one thing, for the team, it means a lot to know that Yadier Molina is going to finish out his career as a Cardinal. The fact that he is deciding to announce his retirement after the 2022 season, he's already made that a point. But this is something that he did in this year's offseason. He did announce that he wanted a 2-year deal. Nobody gave it to him, not even the St. Louis. We gave him a 1 year for $9 million, and he took it. He took it. He wanted to stay in St. Louis. He got the money that he wanted, so he stayed with him. And then, his production hasn't gone down. Sure, he spent a stint on the IL. But whenever he's been in the lineup, he's been contributing. His defense, though it has taken a hit, he's not prime Yachty anymore. I mean, the knees aren't there and everything such as that, but he is still a very above average defensive catcher, still arguably top 5 in the league. And if he's going to keep continuing to put up production, then why not put him back there? Right now, Andrew Kisner is listed as the backup. And with Andrew Kisner, you're going to lose some defense, and the offensive ability hasn't shown at that major league level yet. So you're going to be taking a downgrade by putting him in there. Ivan Herrera is only 19. I don't think he's ready yet to be up in the MLB. We got to sit with Molina as long as we can. And if he's not hurting the team, then why not? And Molina also does so much more behind a stat sheet that a lot of people don't recognize. Especially a casual fan who doesn't maybe necessarily watch Cardinals baseball might not understand. So to have Yachty back for the young pitching staff, hopefully they're all healthy next year, and our youngest pitcher is not 33 years old. Hopefully we have our younger pitchers back again next year, and it'll be nice for us. Let's see what John said. He says, "Try me on Football Jeopardy, Will. You're going down." Maybe we'll look into that. Don't challenge me. That could be a thing. Back to the soccer, Justin out here in the comment section saying some of the Man United fans say Ronaldo will never be a legend will never be a legend anymore for Man United. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I mean, the thing you have to understand with that is that Ronaldo doesn't give a damn about any team's fan base. You'd think he'd finish his career with Real Madrid for how much time he spent with them, and how successful they were, and it didn't happen. He left for money. And that's a common theme you've seen throughout his career. He said he's ready to leave Juventus. Did he give a reason why? I didn't see a reason why. My guess is financial gain. Him leaving the Serie A to the Prem does nothing really for his career. Obviously he's played with Man United and in the Premier League before. It's not like he's going and reaching uncharted territory. It's something he's done before. So he'll never be a legend with Man United. I mean, I can't say that, but I can definitely say that I understand why Man United fans would be upset. for sure.
Fair enough. Justin also pointed out that the Man City coach will be leaving in 2023 as well. Brandon down here, bright spot for my Twins. What about that home run shot from Sano last night, 495 feet? That was an absolute nuke. You
Tank.
are not wrong there. Let's jump into some other conversation. I know we talked about some of the latest news in the sports world. Right now, we got to talk about Rachel Nichols. I think that's like the hottest topic right now when it comes to sports. Rachel Nichols on a show called The Jump, and that is being pulled and canceled completely from ESPN. She has officially been canceled, and she's being pulled from the what show is she on? She's being she's pulled not
The
show.
show
She's being pulled
itself.
from NBA coverage.
Yeah.
She's being pulled completely from coverage due to the remarks that she said, regarding diversity. And I think this is a big move. Typically we try not to talk politics too much, but this is one of those things to where I feel like should at least get a little bit of mention, because this is a big deal right now to see. It's almost another person getting canceled. So take me a little bit through your opinion on it, Matt.
I mean, it feels like a cancellation, really. I don't know. I mean, Rachel Nichols is really good at her job. Obviously, she was a main component of a show on ESPN, the biggest sports channel in the world. So obviously, she was a big deal, but she's now gone. Was the decision to put who was it? Was it Sage Steele or something?
I think so. Yes.
Something like that. To put a woman of color in a spot that Rachel was originally in, was that racially charged? Was it so ESPN can increase diversity? We'll never know. And it's not a statement ESPN is going to make, and it shouldn't have been a statement that Rachel Nichols made. It's that kind of goes over her head and over her capabilities and the way she can talk about her job. It's just, she's not the boss. She's in a prominent role, but you don't want to talk too high because then you're going to lose your show, as we saw here. Obviously, Stephen A. Smith is a man of color and is probably the most popular, most well-known guy on ESPN going right now. So I think ESPN does a great job of handling diversity, but there's really no telling whether or not that decision itself was racially charged, and that is basically what Rachel Nichols accused ESPN of, which was wrong of her to jump the gun, and I doubt she got any real inside track or information on whether or not that's legit. I just think she was expressing her frustrations, which is fair. I mean, getting taken off NBA Finals coverage is definitely frustrating for anyone in that field. That's a big opportunity, but it happens, and Nichols just she took it the wrong way basically and did not handle it well. So she faces the consequences, and ESPN moves on. Yeah, she's great, but ESPN is still ESPN with or without Rachel Nichols.
Absolutely. A couple people weighing in on this. John Alcorn saying, we know ESPN shows are going downhill. Yeah. He also weighed in and he said, no matter what job you have, you should never trash talk your employer. You never know who's listening. That's absolutely correct. There's no telling what exactly could happen. And Rachel Nichols is a pure example of that. Yeah. Joanne, welcome to the comment section for today. She's weighing in. She says, I'm all for diversity. Maria deserved a chance, undoubtedly, but why wasn't a man displaced? Why were two women pitted against each other? That's a good question. I mean, obviously, I think obviously it has to do a little bit with the fact that Rachel Nichols was the one who spoke out about it. I'm sure if a man spoke out about it, it could definitely be a whole new situation. And I'm sure you'd go right back into cancel culture, especially if a man's going to be out there saying some stuff about a woman being on a sports coverage. That's going to be a hot topic. That's going to go bad quick.
Yeah. I mean, look, First Take, for example, Max Kellerman is not returning with Stephen A. Smith.
Right.
He's a white man. You replace him with someone like he rumored is Michael Irvin. He's a black man. If Max Kellerman took that the wrong way, which I don't think he'll do because he's worked with Michael Irvin in the past and everything, and I don't know. I just can't foresee Max taking this the wrong way. he calls out Irvin and ESPN saying this is, it's racially charged, the decision. Now we got Irvin and Stephen A. Smith together running the show, two African Americans, no diversity, what have you. I mean, you're going to get some hot water making those comments no matter what, especially on a stage like ESPN. So whether it's a man, woman, white, black, orange, you still shouldn't make those comments about coworkers or anything like that, because it just never ends well, really. There's no happy ending for stuff like that.
Right. No, there's no easy way around it. There really isn't. And it keeps going back to what John said earlier. You got to watch what you're saying, especially if you're in this industry. And he even said it right there. If you work in the sports industry, be careful what you post or say.
Yep.
Absolutely. And we've been told that as broadcast journalism students. We've been told that since we got into class. We've been told that you're officially a public figure. I'm a public figure myself. I work in the local media here where I live. And honestly, if somebody jumped on and saw I had tattoos, it might be a completely different story. But it's at this point, this is who I am. At the end of the day, whenever I go out, when I go cover a story, I've got sleeves on. You don't know who I am. I'm a different person right now. I'm just hanging out in my house. Just let me be. It is what it is. But you definitely have to hold yourself in a completely different way. And just like Joanne said, agreed, it could have been handled in a different manner, and it definitely should have been, at the end of the day, it definitely should have been, to give Maria a chance. It's great to see diversity, and it's great to see women out there in sports being able to get an opportunity. Granted, she was replacing another woman, but it's great to see women out there getting the opportunity to be sideline reporters, to be on the court, and to be representing, women as sports journalists. It's unfortunate that she had to replace another woman, and that's why the two women went up against each other. If she was to replace somebody like David Aldridge, and then it's a completely now it's a black woman replacing a black male. And then where does the conversation come up? It probably wouldn't unless David Aldridge said something, and then it's like, oh wow, that's chauvinistic, that's sexism, and then you get in a completely different ball game. Welcome to 2021, folks. No matter what is said, no matter what is done, you're on thin ice. At the end of the day, everybody has cell phones, everybody has cameras, everybody with two thumbs thinks they're a journalist, and unfortunately, that's just not the case. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, can be completely tracked to any way, shape, or form. Joanne, I'm sure you're aware of that better than anybody with your job. I know that you could probably find some dirty greaseball stuff on damn near anybody. But yeah, man, it's all over the place. And you mentioned it yourself, Max Kellerman not coming back to First Take. We could talk about that a little bit too. That's obviously been a combination. Wasn't the original combination. It was originally Stephen A. and Skip Bayless. I like Max more than I like Skip, maybe just because Skip's a little senile and so is Stephen A. And it was just a little too much to handle. Michael Irvin is a guy that you said that they are looking at. And in my opinion, that's a lot. That kind of goes right back to senile. Nothing like Stephen A. and the cocaine cowboy going back at it. I'm good.
I really have no interest in
Max Kellerman takes are terrible, but I feel like a lot of them are scripted.
Yeah, there's the thing you have to take everything that's said on First Take with a grain of salt, because it's not legit. There's no way either of those men, because I know they're intelligent, they've gotten themselves in that place. Those aren't their takes all the time. Stephen A. will do anything. I used to be a really big fan of Stephen A. Now he's a little too much. He's gotten annoying. Maybe overexposure. He's all over social media now. Everyone loves memeing him and everything like that. But yeah, some stuff on ESPN, First Take included, just is a hard watch. It's not a balanced channel when it comes to the worldwide leader in sports, probably the worldwide leader in football and basketball. And we know that because those are the two most popular sports in America, I'd say, pretty sure. So they're going to cover that the most. It just hasn't felt great in a while. Sports Center used to be a nightly, routine for me when I was younger. and now I rarely go on ESPN. Maybe if the Yankees are on Sunday Night Baseball or something like that. I don't find myself on there often. I know it's still watched by many. But yeah, First Take, the takes are bad, but they're entertaining. It's an entertainment show more than it is sports debates, and I think you guys all know that, really.
A wise man once said, "Give me Iguodala."
Classic.
Do you know Ray Purvis here in the comments section?
I do not.
Shout out Ray Purvis. Welcome to the show. He said nothing wrong with women being on the front line of the sports world. Absolutely, 100% agree with you.
Absolutely.
If you know your stuff, you know your stuff. There's no gender roles or anything to that. And he also said watching First Take is like watching the male version of The View, and I thought
That's
that was
accurate.
hilarious.
Accurate.
That is a great way to put it. I absolutely love that. John said that Max Kellerman's takes are terrible, especially when it comes to football and basketball. Again, if you had the fate of the world in your hands, give the ball to Iguodala. Joanne says now ESPN's kind of holding Rachel hostage. She's off the air, but bound to her contract for another year. That's precious time in the life of an on-air personality. Trust me, it is. It is. I'm in my first job as an on-air personality, I guess you could call me that. I'm on the air and I have a personality. But honestly, a year is a lot of time, and especially whenever you're negotiating contracts and you get up into that, year is you don't realize how long a year is. Whenever I got brought in, or whenever I was looking for jobs at first, my professors were telling me, like, don't take 2-year contracts unless it's necessary. Do everything you can to work a 1-year contract, because you can get bound to certain things that just are inevitable, and really unfortunate. You can get caught in a sticky situation and then you're kind of SOL at that point. So Joanne is very correct. 1 year is quite the amount of time. Let's see.
I mean, it could be an opportunity for things to kind of blow over. Because if Rachel's contract ends now and she's thrown back into the sports journalism world, sports media,
free agency,
free agency, no one's going to want to hire her off of this, because
right,
that's not a good look. So a year or however long is probably a good opportunity for things to blow over. Obviously, she was paid pretty handsomely. It's ESPN, and she had a show that she was in the forefront of. So I think she'll be all right.
I'm sure she'll be fine, and I'm sure she'll find a way to figure this all out as well. Let's see. John said, "This is why I love Good Morning Football. Good show and not boring like the other shows. I love the cast of Good Morning Football. Really unfortunate that Nate Burleson's going to be leaving. I wish he was staying around, but Peter Schrager, Kyle Brandt, Kay Adams. I mean, it is a very fun, entertaining show. I mean, absolutely. They're all very great personalities. They all know how to have a lot of fun. They're all very high energy. Well, I should say Schrager and Brandt are very high energy, and Kay knows how to bring them down, and Nate sometimes as well. So definitely a great show." He also continued and said, maybe because Steven's World isn't doing as well, so bring someone to debate Stephen A. Smith, like Stephen A's World. Stephen A. and Max had enough debate as it is. I can only imagine how much worse it would get with some guy like Michael Irvin. I think it'd be a little too over the top. And then Joanne says, "Yeah, you're definitely a personality, Will." Hey,
I'd say.
Hey, I'd like to think I'm all right. I'm right here, and we're good enough right now to shout out to the 20 people watching live over both platforms. Shout out to you guys. Obviously, you're enjoying what you're watching. Pin comment on Facebook. Go hit the red subscribe button. Get the goal horn, subscriber goal horn. It's always fun. I do need to refresh to see. Wow, we went down. That's kind of rude. All right. But anyway, so what all else has been going on in the sports world? I got to look up some stuff. I know there's been all types of news. Matt, you and I were talking about some topics earlier. Do you remember? Was there anything that we didn't hit on yet necessarily?
Yeah, the Padres have gotten really, really bad at baseball over the past couple weeks.
Yeah, they have.
There's really no telling why. They've lost 8 of 10. They've lost 3 straight. Then they're each game they're falling more and more out of the wild card. Obviously, the NL West is it's a 3-team race, or at least it was. San Diego is now a game and a half out of the NL wild card. The Reds have taken their spot there. And, as each day goes on, this is a good team on paper. And I think a lot to credit is the pitching. It's not really connecting. They tried signing Jake Arrieta, who sucked real bad with the Chicago Cubs. They brought him in. He sucks still. Heading out west did not change that for him.
Newsflash.
Yeah. Tatis is back, and he's still very good, but we know he's battling a shoulder thing. And, yeah, really the offense is there. Last night, if you guys saw, they went 16 innings with the Dodgers. Tatis went 1 for 7. I think Cronenworth went 1 for 7. Tatis had a big home run to keep it to tie it back up in like the 15th, but they did not score. Let me pull up say some stuff. I'm pulling up the box score.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the uneducated experts. They're here in the comment section now. They said Padres sucking is so damn sad, man, and said they haven't been the same since Tatis's injury, which is fair. I mean, this team has kind of fallen off substantially. I'm looking at their schedule right here, and I mean they dropped. They took 2 of 3 from the Marlins, but ever since then, since August 12th. They dropped 3 of 4 to the Diamondbacks, including getting no hit by a guy making his debut. They got swept by the Rockies, including 2 walk-offs. And then they lost 2 of 3 to the Padres, and now they've so far lost 2 of 2 to the Dodgers and getting ready to square off again tonight. So the Padres are down exponentially right now.
Yeah, last night was just really, really rough, and I feel bad for any for baseball fans, I'm sure it was a fun game. Staying up till 3 a.m. Eastern time is always fun. But if you're a Padres fan and you decide to watch that entire game, I'm sorry. I mean, you play 16 innings. The Padres had 4 hits in 16 innings. The pitching was good. Snell went 7 2/3, 3 hits, 1 run, 10 Ks. That's a fantastic start. And the bullpen shut it down. No runs until obviously the 16th, where Camarena gave up 2 runs. But the pitching was fine yesterday. But you look at the hitting. Grisham 1 for 7. Tatis 1 for 7, obviously with that home run. Machado 0 for 5. Cronenworth 0 for 4. Nola 0 for 4. It got to the point where pitchers were pinch hitting. Musgrove got at bat. Ryan Weathers. Hosmer 0 for 7 with 3 Ks. Adam Frazier 1 for 7. This is not
hit in this game.
Yeah, the 4 hits were what I say. Fucking the home run from Tatis.
Oh, they only had 4 hits the whole game.
Good 4 hits in 16 innings. I mean, that's as bad as it gets. I mean, the only thing
first off, you shouldn't even be contending in that game. I mean, honestly.
Yeah, the bullpen really saved them all the way until the 16th. Really, that's what it came down to.
Jeez, that is. I didn't even see. I know you and I were talking about it, but I didn't get to look too much into that game. I knew it went pretty deep, but man, the Padres are down exponential, and so are the Mets. The Mets have the Mets acquired Javi Baez and forgot how to play baseball. It seems like they were making a hot push, and I mean they were leading the division for a very long time, and then all of a sudden. And I had made some comments earlier. Obviously, you and I are friends with with a couple of Mets fans, and I had made some comments earlier. The Mets always do it. The Mets always fall off. It is what it is. And then I was realizing they were in first place, but they were, I don't know, they had played like 10 less games than anybody. They were at a point. I think it was like weather delays and COVID and everything else had kind of pushed them back. And then they were on top of everybody because everybody in that division was playing 500 baseball. And then they just happened to catch a hot streak, which is typically what the Mets do. The Mets always start off the season hot, and they're gone by June. I mean, it just always seems to be what it is. June just came a little bit later because they hadn't played as many games. Now, what was a division leader's looking 7 games back and in third place in the NL East. I mean, this is all of a sudden there's just teams just making monumental collapses, and it's kind of late in the season to be doing that. I mean, you're kind of screwing the pooch there a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you got I think 38 days left in the season, something like that.
Right.
It's untimely scheduling, really, because you look at what's been going on. The Mets have been stuck in a back and forth between a series with the Dodgers, the Giants, the Dodgers, the Giants, which I think they're finally finishing up tonight. Last game against the Giants, they're trying to avoid the sweep, and that's
currently
tough.
tied at 2.
Yeah, and the Giants and the Dodgers are, I think, percentage-wise, yep, the two best teams in baseball. So
Yep.
that's not an easy stretch. The Braves have had it a little easier. They've won 8 of their last 10. The Mets have lost 8 of their last 10, and that's where you see that flip. The Mets, are now 7 games back, and you can definitely tell how things have shifted. I believe for the Braves, they do go on kind of a stretch like the Mets just had. So uh, I would like to think that the NL East kind of evens itself out. Obviously, in between the Mets and the Braves, the Mets and the Braves and the Mets.
The Phillies are in between them as well.
The Phillies are in between. That's what I was trying to say. The Phillies are 5 back, Mets are 7 back. So the Mets still have to piggyback the Phillies, but I know there's a couple last games against the Phillies that can determine that. Whether or not the Mets will actually wake up and do something is yet to be seen. The pitching is not really the problem. The hitting is terrible. The hitting is in a lot of the main offensive categories. They're in the bottom 5 among teams. It's a big problem. Pete Alonso is broken out. He's been probably this has been some of the best baseball Pete's played in his young career since the All-Star break. And I know the Mets and Mets fans are definitely grateful to have him, but really no one else is producing. This is a very down year for Michael Conforto. Brandon Nimmo, who played really up in the first half of the season, hasn't been that first half Nimmo. And then you have assorted injuries here and there. Baez hit the IL. Lindor hit the IL. I think they're both back now, but yeah, it's just been a tough season. And obviously DeGrom's not back yet, and you risk re-injury trying to, quick trip and bring him back before the playoffs. I think he's about to rehab now since the last MRI looked good, but if you guys aren't in contention, why even bring him back? I mean, you don't want to re-injure him in the long term or anything. And then, like Adam said, is this the last year we see Syndergaard in a Mets uniform? They said he can come back and potentially close, which I think that'd be, or somewhere in the bullpen, which I think would be fun to see. We've seen it work for starting pitchers in the past, but I mean, hey, you don't want to risk re-injuring him either. But he's a free agent at the end of the season, so maybe you just say fuck it. He won't be playing for us next year anyway. Let's do what we can with him. But there's no real telling. Syndergaard hasn't pitched, I don't think, in 2 years now or something.
It's been a while.
Yeah, so who knows what kind of contract he'll even get. I'd imagine it's a 1 year something, very low risk, because he himself is a high risk player with his injury history. You don't want to do anything stupid if you're the Mets, and they've already made a couple of mistakes and not doing enough at the deadline and stuff like that. Baez clearly wasn't enough. He's barely enough for the Cubs when they had him. So.
Baez is definitely a head scratcher. The man only ended up there because he said he wanted to play with Lindor, and the Cubs were obviously selling. Had to get rid of everybody. Couple of comments from Ray Purvis throughout here. He said Stephen A. and Irvin might be better off watching Jerry Springer. That is kind of funny. Said the Padres and Dodgers are two teams you'd expect to be at top of the West. It's a shame I don't like either team, but to have that firepower they have, to have the firepower they have, and to underperform as they have is just bumfuzzling. Bumfuzzling. Adding it to the vocab. He also said Mets suck, go Braves. And we have a Braves fan on the show. Shout out RJ. And he said, I think the Braves will do well as they usually play the good teams better. Ray, you are active in this comment section. Don't know why you're not subscribed. Go subscribe to the YouTube channel, my friend. Come on. You definitely seem like you're enjoying what you're doing and you're enjoying the conversation. So just come and just join the family. We want to have you, and we want to play the subscriber goal horn for you. So click the pinned comment, go to the YouTube channel, join the fam, come right back. I'll play a horn for you. Come tell us you subbed in the comments, and I'll play the horn. Adam also said, were you shocked that the Padres fired their pitching coach? No. I don't think I'm alone. I really don't think I'm alone. Blake Snell has performed well under expectation this year. Jake Arrieta obviously was beforehand, and I'm not going to put that blame on the Padres coach. He's just past his prime and continues to shove his baseball career down our throat, and I'm not cool. Wait a minute. Uneducated experts? Is that true? Oh, my goodness. Folks. And we went up 384, so that means another. Matt, I just refreshed it. We went to 385. Oh my God! Oh, it's so fun.
I need it. I need
How
it.
do you not subscribe? How do you not?
You should
386.
subscribe.
I just refreshed it. I have never had so much fun on a live. Oh my God, Ray Purvis, shout out to you. Uneducated expert, shout out to you. Shout out to everybody else who is subscribing right now. I got to refresh right now. I can't catch my breath. 387. Oh my God, it's still going on. Oh my God, it says 388. Oh my God, I can't. Oh my God. I refreshed and it still says 388. We can all breathe. Okay.
Let's
Holy
go.
hell. I don't know what just happened, but we went up 6 subs. So shout out whoever the hell is in here. Brandon, eat shit. Get out of here, pal. The lightning horn is not overrated. That is amazing.
No,
That
it's
is
a good horn. It's a good song.
That's your 2-time Stanley Cup horn. All right. Shout out Callan. Callan's joining the fan. Shout out Mr. Callan. Said, as a Padres fan, fellas, pain. I'm not ready to give up on the season, but man, these last few weeks have been torture. Callan, I want to ask, as a Padres fan, we had Ray earlier in the comment section. He said that Tatis's injury was kind of the tipping point. I want to know what your opinion as a Padres fan that's been going wrong. What
was the last number you said?
88.
We're at 389.
Hit it! I don't even know where Matt went. Oh, okay.
I went to find more subs.
Oh my God, they're everywhere. Oh my God, yeah, you get a sub. Oh my God. Whew.
Holy cow.
My goodness. GMs for Goalhorn. Oh my God, subscriber Goalhorn going off. My finger's getting tired, but keep it coming, fellas.
Whew.
God. Whew. I'm hot. Let's see. Ray said, not shocked at all that they have got some of the best pitching in baseball and they have underperformed. Sometimes it takes shaking up personnel. Talking about the Padres, of course. Matt, let's get your opinion on the Padres getting rid of their pitching coach.
Yeah, it was Larry Rothschild, who I know very well. He was the Yankees pitching coach before Matt Blake, who they have.
Sorry
now.
to cut you off. Unbelievable. Okay, continue.
Larry Rothschild, I know him well from the Yankees. All the Yankee fans hated him. He was no good. We relieve him of his duties, bring in Matt Blake. It's great. The Padres signed Rothschild. We don't know why, and now Padres fans, you don't know why, because a rotation that many said was top 5 in the league after this offseason has struggled. And hey, look, I think it was the first game without them last night, and Snell goes 7 2/3, 1 run, 10 Ks. So who knows what's going on with Rothschild, but clearly there's an instant impact here somewhere.
Jason, if you're 391, Jason said he subbed, and shout out Jason. Love this guy. But I think I already played your goal horn because I refreshed and we're still at 390.
Yes.
So if you miss your goal horn, let us know. I'll play it again just for you because I'm dumb hype right now. But shout out to you for coming to join the family. And we started the show at 382. We're at 390. We have jumped up 8 subs just in this live alone in the last 40 minutes. Shout out to everybody. Maybe a little late, but the wife joined too. You know what? Just because you had 2 subs, I mean. It's fun for the whole family. It's so great.
It's a good time.
How do you not enjoy that? Oh my God. This is the most I've ever heard the goal horn in one sitting. This is amazing.
Fantastic.
So Callan did get back to us, our resident Padres fan. He said the Tatis injury definitely is a turning point. I truly believe that missing out on starting pitching at the trade deadline is what I'll look back on and say this is why the team has declined. And I think that's fair. Whenever you were looking at the Padres, the way that they were playing, it definitely didn't seem like they needed to do too much. This is a very star-studded roster, and they only seem to get better this offseason. They went out and got Adam Frazier, which I thought was weird. I thought that was a weird addition, but it was great. Obviously leading the MLB in hits. It can't hurt to have that guy in your lineup. Again, I just thought what their decisions weren't exactly the smartest for their team. But I do like some of the moves they made. And can you unsubscribe? Kiss my ass, Brandon. you will get the sad Prices Right music. I don't have it, but I'll get it for next time. No, you can't. You are not allowed. But yeah, man, this is can I unsubscribe and get the horn played? No, absolutely not. But yeah, no, I think that the Padres could have obviously done more. I think a lot of teams really missed out on the trade deadline. I think my St. Louis Cardinals missed out huge on the deadline. We went to go, we went after we went J.A. Happ and John Lester. And when we're trying to get young pitching, that's not the greatest of moves. When we're trying to get this pitching staff healthy, we're trying to get them young and productive. We're at 392. We are at 392.
What?
God,
this is unbelievable.
I don't know what the hell's happening, but I can't thank everybody enough. Randy, he's having way too much fun with that. I'm having a blast. You don't understand. Yeah. So shout out to everybody again for coming to join the family, folks. I don't think we've had more than maybe 1 subscriber gain from an episode. We've officially gained 10 in this episode. That's ridiculous. So shout out to everybody who's here, who's a part of things. If you would have told me 392 was getting hit tonight, I'd have told you you're lying. So shout out to all y'all. Hell, if this keeps going, we might hit a trending page here in a minute. We might become one of the quickest growing channels all of a sudden tonight. I mean, this is getting crazy. But yeah, no. At least it's not a home run Yankee home run horn. We'll look into it. We'll look into it. The Braves lit Lester up. You are correct. And this is what I was talking.
What number did you say we were last at?
92.
Hit it.
Oh my God, 90. Who the hell are you people? Dang, 10 more subscribers. You're correct, John. Now 11. We joined this at 382. We are at 393. Woo! Oh my God. This is too fun. I'm having way too much fun.
This is quite the evening.
I don't know what to say. I feel like I need to thank everybody. Josh said the self-proclaimed fastest growing sports podcast on Thursday nights from 7:30 to 8:30. That's correct. You are not wrong. Shout out my brother Josh. But yeah, no, absolutely.
Absolutely.
To my point, absolutely. Shout out Arjun. To my point, A lot of teams missed out. A lot of teams could have definitely done some great things. I feel like the Reds didn't do enough moves. I feel like the Cardinals didn't do enough moves. I feel like the Padres didn't do enough moves. And these are teams that are in contention spots. I mean, the Reds have all of a sudden caught fire due to the Padres slacking, and they found themselves in possession of the second wild card spot. They could definitely use some pitching. They could definitely use some. Honestly, their offense is outstanding. If everybody's healthy and everybody's hitting to the point that they can hit, they're outstanding. Joey Votto, Winker, Castellanos, India, Suarez. If he finds how to hit the ball other than over the fence, you can't. 394? Are you shitting me right now? Lisa said, hey, I am new. If you're the new subscriber, that's your goal horn. And if you're not, subscribe and you get your own goal horn.
That's a good idea.
It's going to be nuts. You would be number 12 of the episode. Sorry, number 13 of the episode. Keep it coming. I can't keep up. I don't know what the hell's happening. But I'm trying to think of who would be like the true winner of the deadline. Because, the
Yankees
definitely star power wise, name wise, absolutely.
The Dodgers got Turner and Scherzer.
Oh yeah,
that's big. But what team is really? The Yankees obviously are on a big win streak. So maybe
Chris Bryant, maybe the Giants just by getting. Who was playing third base and injured Longoria? It's and he's a guy who can go out and play outfield, and they're a team that's had some outfield production troubles out of Dickerson and Duggar and everybody else. Who won? Not the Cubs. That's correct. But hey, from a prospect haul, the Cubs had a great deadline. For a future, your eyes are open. Is that 395?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Oh my God, what the hell is happening?
This thing has to be glitching. Like,
there's no way. There's no way.
You guys,
it doesn't glitch. Oh, okay, it went down to 394. Okay, well, that horn was just for fun. It was testing it. Watch it go down to 392 after, or 382 after this.
Before it went to 395, I saw it go down to 393. So there's a lot going on here right now.
I don't know what the hell just happened.
I don't know. I'm not complaining.
No, sure. Either. I don't know what the hell just happened.
And now it says 396.
What the hell is happening? What the hell is happening? I don't know. I'm falling out of the chat. I'm hitting buttons. I don't even know where the hell the go horn go. I just noticed Dragon Viper is subbed with like 8 different channels. Randy, you're having too much fun. Shout out to making all these channels just to sub to us again and again. I'll take all the subs, but if it's all you, I'm going to be kind of mad. But I am still having fun. So that's fun. Keep it. I guess keep it coming.
Let's hope they're legit for the sake of legitimacy.
For anybody else who subscribes to this channel, please tell us in the comments. Don't let me just keep hitting the damn button. Randy's going to sabotage our channel. Because if you delete any of these accounts, I'm gonna come and kill you. Like because now we have these subs, and you did that to us. Okay, it's your fault. You're the problem.
We've hit it a lot tonight, so now we're gonna go on a request only basis for the horn, just because you don't want to overdo it. You still want it to be special. So
absolutely. RJ once said. So 397. Yeah. If you're in the comment section, 397, and you're not Randy, I'll hit the horn.
Let's talk Braves. I like what Randy's saying here.
Holy cow.
You guys, the Braves definitely finessed the deadline low key because you got Rosario for nothing, which I think is crazy. I've always valued Eddie Rosario pretty highly. I liked what he did on the Twins. I'm not exactly positive his numbers right now of what he did with Cleveland on to Atlanta, but I really like Eddie Rosario. I think he could start in any outfield in baseball. Big fan of his. Adam Duvall, hella pop. Jorge Soler, hella pop. Jock Peterson, big jock pop.
Yep.
It's really good stuff. You got a young pitching core, Max Fried, Gabriel Noah, extending Darno, I think was nice because I think he's over the past couple of years really hit his stride in the league after struggling his first couple of years. So yeah, I mean the Braves have really flown under the radar looking back at their deadline, and obviously it has paid dividends. You've won 8 of 10. So yeah, I mean good on you guys for sure.
The Braves definitely had, from a quantity standpoint, probably the best. It seemed like it was just quick, like Acuna's out, protect it, get some backup, get something to protect Acuna, because now obviously you're missing your franchise guy. You got to get somebody in there to replace him. And so this was a quick thing where they could get some new people in there. Hi, Justin. How you doing? So Acuna, to be able to, you're not going to replace the production that Acuna has, but to be able to go back, you got Jock, who's part of the big, overhaul out in Chicago. Definitely a huge one. And not to mention, like Ray said, that Riley has improved so much. He had one of the hottest months of any player. He was on fire there for a month, doing great jobs, great things out there for Atlanta. And then, you get a ton of pop as in Soler, as in Duvall. These are guys that have crazy amount of pop and they can make anything happen. So, I think they had a great deadline. I appreciate it, Ray. I do appreciate you bringing that up and getting us to that conclusion, because the Braves completely slipped my mind just because they made so many moves, but it wasn't like that star power name. You get lost in the Scherzers, the Trey Turners, the Chris Bryants, so on and so forth, that you don't really think so much about a guy like Soler, who's going to do great when it comes to power numbers. Maybe not the average hitter. He's not going to sit there and drive in a single to the opposite field when you need it, but whenever he'll go for it, he'll put it over the fence for you. So, shout out to the MI6 network. What's going on, gentlemen? I don't know if it's Callan. I don't know if it's John again. I don't know who the hell it is. Might be Isaiah. But everybody, whoever you are, hello. Thank you for joining us. John Alcorn, 397 subscribers. Congrats, y'all. Shout out Randy for probably being like all of those. But I mean, hey, for whoever the hell subscribed, thank you. Genuinely thank you for joining the family. Obviously, no matter how many of those are real or Randy, we do appreciate you all coming to join the family, because we put out a lot of good content. We try our best to put out all the content that we can, to put out, solid content and to keep everybody entertained. So we do want to thank you guys for coming and supporting us, supporting the content. And hopefully we got some stuff coming that you guys will be very entertained by. And there's more than 200 videos on our YouTube channel right now that you could go back in time and go watch. Our Hall of Fame case videos, Sports Jeopardy videos. There's a lot of entertainment. Matt's got a long history, a couple of videos due to some historic events. There's a lot of good stuff on there. So
interviews, check
out interviews, a lot of interviews too. A lot of interviews with some previous players, current players, so on and so forth. So go catch out. Bronson Arroyo's on there, fourth round draft pick to the Philadelphia Phillies. Carson Ragsdale's on there. Jolly Olive, if you like YouTube. Big Baby David, if you like YouTube again.
Frank the Tank, if you want to laugh.
Frank the Tank, if you want to have an aneurysm.
That interview was a mess to conduct. You could see it on my face if you go watch it. And Frank's a funny guy. I mean, it's all he knows. So that one just check out. Will's rant about golf is very good. He's good at ranting. Hopefully that comes back soon in a PG fashion for sake of his job. But we'd love to see Red Rage return in some capacity.
I'm sure we might do it one day. Ray says for the Braves, I think our biggest question is Ian Anderson coming back? Do we go with a 6-man rotation, or do we move Yanoa or Smiley to the pen to add depth? Personally, Matt, what would you do? Well, because personally, I think Smiley would be a good reliever, but I also don't know if they have a lefty in that, or they have Fried. So.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I at this point in his career, I think Drew Smiley could be a very good long reliever. And I know Gabriel Noah's having a really good year for you guys, at least from what I remember. Ian Anderson needs a spot in that rotation. I think you know that, Ray. I think we know that for him to really grow and reach his potential, which is still very high, he needs those opportunities. So you have to insert him back in that rotation. Obviously, you keep Fried, you keep Morton. Imagine this rotation. I mean, at full strength, Mike Soroka coming back. This rotation is almost at an elite level. Of course, Morton's kind of regressing, but he's still having a really good year. I think he's like 12-5, 12-6.
Yeah.
I mean, they got something going there in Atlanta. They just have to follow up with it. Hopefully Soroka's good for next year, and they're in business.
Absolutely. Whoever's $3.99, shout out to you. If you're in the comment section, let us know who you are, and if it's somebody different, we'll play the horn for you. Let's see. He said, I have to correct you. It is Huascar. I'm assuming that's his real first name.
Who am I? I'm thinking. Am I thinking?
You say Gabriel?
I'm thinking of Gabriel. I think maybe he played for like the Orioles or something. That's probably
so. That's probably right. Another was once in the league.
No, yeah. Thank you for correcting me, Ray. That's on me. I
appreciate you, Ray.
I know who Huascar is, though. I know what he's done this year. I was just mixing up the name.
Guy hit a tank.
Yeah, guy hits tanks. He's batting like 300.
Shout out that guy. But down to the final 4 minutes, which means the final four. The closing segments, as always. No problem, my guy. Ray, we love you. But the final four, and Matt, I thought of this myself just thanks to this episode. I don't think we've been so crazily hyped in such a while. To see the subscriber count go up the way that it has and everything like that and get you geared up. So I want to do the final four. So our top 4 moments in sports that we reacted the most to. I'll go first. I'll give you some time to think about it because I've been thinking about it a little bit since you said that. There was nothing, obviously. I think the number one, everybody knows it, David Freese home run. I think everybody knows that I dumb reacted to that. I mean, I lost my mind. Another one that I reacted absolutely crazy to was Jorge Masvidal and Ben Askren, the boxing match that ended in about 7 seconds, the fastest finish in UFC history. I was watching it with my buddies at my friend Logan's house, and I was sitting there watching it. And man, to say here we go, and then all of a sudden Masvidal just runs knee to the head and it's over, and I was like, what? I freaked out. With that being said, I also freaked out a lot to the Jose Aldo Conor McGregor match, where it seemed that it was one hit on Aldo and it was match over. Big Conor McGregor guy. I freaked out. And I think it's just because, you don't expect matches like that to be so short. I want to say that match was about 47 seconds. Just quick finishes and everything, really got me going. And then finally, I would say the Minneapolis Miracle. I remember watching that game, and obviously you're not thinking that game's going to be done. I'm thinking it's going to go to overtime. I'm thinking it's just over, and everything like that. And then to see Marcus Williams crash into Ken Crawley, Saints are going to Saint, and then it just happened to happen, and it started the whole skull movement, and it was just absolutely freaking nuts. I remember watching that, and even Joe Buck was so hype, and I think him getting as hype as he did really helped me kind of get energized a little bit like that, watching that as well. So definitely those 4 moments were crazy for me. And before we go on to yours, do want to share Brandon's here. Brandon said that his was Puckett's Game 6 home run, the Diggs catch versus the Saints, Minneapolis Miracle, Shane McMahon's return to the WWE, and Hogan's turn to the NWO. Nice. So those are some great moments, great to some WWE fandom in there. But Matt, let's hear yours.
So it's most hype.
Yeah, just moments that got you just to freak the hell out.
Yeah, I was too young in 2009 to get to freak out. 8 years old. So Yankees World Series, can't say that. I gotta say most recently, CM Punk's return to pro wrestling after 7 years. AEW Rampage last Friday, thunderous pop back home to Chicago, the United Center. I mean, AEW is doing some good stuff right now, and I think they handled CM Punk's return perfectly. CM Punk was always one of my favorite wrestlers, and seeing him come back after 7 years was an emotional event. And then also Cena's return at Money in the Bank was it a month or two ago now?
Yeah,
something like that. I was I was nearly in tears. I mean, it was a very perfect moment. I was sitting at this very desk, watching it. Loved every second. The summer of Cena unfortunately is over now, but I think it was played well, and I went pretty nuts. Otherwise, the Lightning winning the Stanley Cup, I think this year more than the year prior, just because there were fans in the building. The atmosphere was much better than it was the year before. Of course, they were in the bubble and everything, so they were missing fans, which add everything to any event. Concerts, wrestling, sports, all of it. Fans are everything. And then one more. Not sure. Actually, if we happen to reach 400 tonight for our final four, that would, I don't want to get greedy because we've had such a good night. But if anyone watching is unsubscribed and
Dragon Viper, don't make a damn another account.
And wants to make don't make sure it's legit. Let us know in the comments, pretty please. If you want, to cap off our best live yet and be perhaps the MVP of the night, the lucky 400. That would make my moments. Just saying.
Don't know who you are, but there it is.
You guys are so sweet.
I just refreshed it. Somebody just made Matt's day. Whoever it is, Matthew Williams. Don't know who you are, but what's up? How you doing? I hope you were the guy who subbed. But yeah, let's see. Shout out to Miguel Moto. He said the Lightning winning the 2020 Cup, Tottenham Hotspur in the Champions League semifinal versus Ajax, and the Bucks winning the Super Bowl in their home stadium. All great moments, of course. My brother coming in, Cardinals Game 6, 2011, obviously. Patriots Falcons Super Bowl. No, he's a big Pats fan, so I'm sure that definitely did some goods for him. And then the home run race in 98 with McGuire and everybody said that. Yeah. And his fourth moment was the Blue Stanley Cup. I know that he recently got into hockey. Matthew Williams, he was number 400. Whoever you are, Matt Williams, shout out to you. You are the guy. You made Matt Perry's night. Devontae Smith, game-winning catch from Tua to win the national championship from Ray. That was obviously a great moment. So let's see what else. Let's see. Jason said Fresno State winning it all in baseball. # Wonder Dogs, as well as the Falcons beating Green Bay in the playoffs. He also said Bash at the Beach was insane. So, I mean, everybody's down here talking about some great moments. Ray said # Roll Tide. So, I mean, everybody is going nuts today. And, folks, that brings us to the end of it, in which we always wrap it up. Closing thoughts. Matt, we'll go to you for your closing thoughts.
There's only really one thing to talk about tonight, and we've stressed it plenty. We've overdone the hell out of that goal horn, as nice as it sounds, but yeah, no, really, just thank you, everybody. I don't know, I can't see how many people are in here at the moment, but
right now we do have 10 live between both.
Hey, for everyone that stuck it out, through the live, and if you've been around our channel for a while, we've had good videos, we've had bad videos, but hopefully if there's one thing you can count on, it's us, still bringing it. We're not gonna, shy away from that stuff, and we know it's a long road ahead of course, but we are still on that road to 500, and thanks to about 20 of you tonight, we're that much closer. So, thank you guys so much, and it's been so much fun. Really, it's been a lot of fun.
Absolutely. I think that's fair to say. Absolutely. I mean, word of the week. Shout out to John saying great show, y'all. And again, with the closing thoughts, I mean, you guys made it a great show. Yeah, we overdid the hell out of the goal horn, but folks, no matter how many of these are real, no matter how many of them are fake, I'm sure, hopefully Matt Williams is not Dragon Viper again. I really hope these are genuine subscribers. And shout out to Ray saying y'all are great, especially at interacting with your audience. This is why we do it. This is why we do stuff like this, to see you guys interact, to see you guys have fun, and to, it makes it fun for all of us as well. Even Miguel saying, I joined late, but I enjoyed the show. Everybody like this, stuff like this is awesome. And a night like this where we were able to gain 18 subs from the start of the show, no matter how real and or fake they are, we've been kind of stuck around the 380 mark. So real or fake, to gain 18 subs in a night is absolutely bananas. So shout out to everybody who was a part of it. Shout out to all of y'all who are saying great show and everything like that. It makes things so much more enjoyable. If you guys like this kind of stuff, go watch the channel, man. Like, honestly, Matt and I are on damn near every single video. I mean, if you like us, you're going to like the channel. You'll meet RJ. You'll meet Jamil as well. They're on there, and they've got some great stuff, whether it be college football, NASCAR, whatever the case. I mean, there's something on there for everybody. So if you're any type of sports fan in any show, in any way of the manner, go ahead and go check that out. Let's see. Ray said, in a crazy world, this is where in this crazy world, this is what there needs to be more of. And on that note,
I love you, Ray.
That note, I mean, it's a great show, guys. Stuff like that, guys. We can't end on a better note. So just want to say thank you all to everybody. Matt, fire Chelsea shirt, and everybody else. We do want to say thank you so much for coming and joining us. 13 people still live right now. But man, for Matt, for RJ and Jamil who couldn't make it today, Will Polson, this is GMs for Hire. Y'all take it easy.
See you next.